Testing? Cool. Okay, testing. Okay, so today is gonna be a little chatty, get ready with me. I'm also gonna be doing a little Q&A. I asked over on my Instagram what you guys wanted to know. I just wanted us to get to know each other a little bit better. So I'm just gonna do my makeup and answer some questions you guys had for me. So first, I'm actually starting out with, I'm really excited to share this with you. I'm starting out with my own brand. It's Megan Mae Miami, the Forever Young Mineral Tinted Face Lotion Sunscreen. So I have been working on this for so long and I'm so freaking excited that it's here. I'm just gonna start, as I do every day, with sunscreen. I live in Florida, I live in Miami, and I just always make sure that every time I go out the door that I have sunscreen on, because it is so harsh here, especially in the summertime, but all times of year the sun is beaming, so I always like to have a little sunscreen on my face. So I'm gonna put this on here. This is a tinted SPF. I really see this as a hydrating base and kind of like a primer for my makeup. So it leaves my skin feeling hydrated and glowy. Also vegan and cruelty-free. It's good for the oceans, good for the environment, and I just love it. So it has all the good stuff in it that you would want in a sunscreen, and it leaves out all the bad stuff. It is Forever Young Megan Mae Miami. This is Megan Mae Miami's SPF 30 tinted sunscreen. So it's an everyday sunscreen. You can wear it under your makeup, have a nice glowing base. This is the Forever Young formula, and there's also 2 other formulas for the face as well. So keep on the lookout. This will be launching sometime in March. Don't have the exact date yet, but stay tuned. Okay, I'm gonna get on to some of the Q&A. So one person said, can you do a video of your daily makeup routine, self-care routine, favorite places in Miami vlog? Well, here is a get ready with me where I'm gonna show you guys my makeup as well as just getting ready. So that is what I'm doing right now. One is, what inspired you to start YouTube? So I would say what inspired me is I feel that I've spent probably 6 to 7 years of my life doing self-development, personal growth, attending seminars, and I really feel I have a lot of knowledge up here that I want to share with you guys. I'm passionate about many different things, and one of them is fitness. For those of you who don't know, I'm a swimwear designer. I have my own personal brand. It's called Megan Mae Miami. So we're also doing Miami Swim Week again this year. This will be our 4th year. Oh, my light went out. Oh well, keep moving on with the show. Okay, yes, so we're doing our 4th year at Miami Swim Week. I also see videos as like home movies, like when we were kids, how I, for instance, would set up my movie camera and record myself. Now we have our phones, obviously, but I just remember doing that as a kid and I always really loved it. So I just felt like YouTube was a natural fit for me. That I was using, this is Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup. I've never found a non-drugstore foundation that I really actually love. I've tried a few and they have a smell to it. Like the Armani one that everyone raves about, I don't get it. It literally has such a strong scent to it that I don't know why people like it. So that makes me think like what chemicals are in it, that why people would even want to use it in the first place. So anyway, the one I use is drugstore for my foundation, Neutrogena Healthy Skin Liquid Makeup, and my color is Nude 40. I've used it literally for probably 10 years. The concealer I use is Forever Skin Correct by Dior. And that is in the color, I believe 2N is my concealer coverage color. Blending sponge and blend this out. If I didn't mention this already, this is just my everyday go-to makeup, nothing crazy here. Just showing you guys what I put on my face. Can you share a significant lesson that you've learned recently? I would say recently, I've learned definitely that you have to focus on what you're really good at and delegate what you're not good at. And I kind of want to do it all in life, and that includes I want to film videos, which means I have to script videos. Some are more free-form like vlogs like this, but that means I have to script the video, I have to film the video, I have to edit the video, and put music on the video, clip the video, upload the video. There's just so much that when it comes to YouTube that I'm like, hold on, also with 3 channels, it's really difficult to do all of that. I still do most of it, but I do now have help editing some, like the fitness ones. I have not been editing myself, but basically I'll have like the first draft edited by somebody else, and then I cut it up. Sometimes I add my own music to it. I'll add like the intro. I always like a funny kind of intro. Oh, by the way, this is NARS Orgasm. Like I always use this one, and I'm not super picky. I just kind of put some color on my face. The bronzer is Laguna Beach, or just Laguna, and put that around my face here. And sometimes if the color kind of smudges, I just take my beauty blender and go back with some concealer that's on the sponge and go underneath of my cheekbones so that the makeup's not like running all over my face. It's in like the designated contour areas, and the blush stays high on my cheekbones. As far as highlighter, this is House Lab microphone cut out. So this is House Lab. It's in the color Peach Quartz. And I really like it, especially what I was talking about here is it's springtime. My top is orange. I just wanted to bring a little bit of golds and oranges into my life. I feel like it's spring, so it's time to freshen it up. And this is just a really beautiful, kind of like champagne really. It says peach quartz, but I feel like it's champagne. And it just looks really nice. I just put it on the tops of my cheekbones. Another question you guys had for me, and it was, how do you stay motivated, especially during hard times? And I really said it's not about being motivated all the time. We're not going to be motivated all the time, frankly. And I think it really comes down to being disciplined. And I've really set up habits and routines for myself that have kind of put it on autopilot. So no matter how I'm feeling, I do take some time for myself, but usually no matter how I'm feeling, I'm still getting up and doing those activities because I have those planned almost habits at this point where I'm consistently taking actions towards my goals. I like to see it as needle movers. So I pick out 3 needle movers, what's gonna propel me towards my goals. And so I focus on those 3 needle movers. So that's focusing on what I need to do and also what I don't need to do. Like, what do I need to cut out of my schedule? That's maybe that's too much scrolling time or whatever it is. Figure out what you need to do that's gonna push you towards your goals, and also the things that you need to cut out. What do you need to stop doing in order to get towards your goals? So it really just comes down to discipline. And sometimes that's the beauty of YouTube, where I totally don't know what happened to my mic, but so we're moving on to lips. That was the Anastasia Beverly Hills in the color Dusty Rose. It's a beautiful mauve lip liner, and I like to not only use it as lip liner, but I also like to draw it on the insides of my lips as well. And sometimes I just put a little clear gloss over top. Moving on, this is NARS in the color Dulce Vita, and it's a little bit melted because it was in my bag in the sun a little bit too long, but it is totally fine. It still does the job. And it really kind of just gives the same color as the Dusty Mauve lip liner. This question was, if you can go back in time and give yourself a piece of advice, what would it be? And I would say, be kind to yourself along the way. That may sound cliche, but it's so true. If you're anything like me, you're extremely tough on yourself, maybe a perfectionist, an ambitious go-getter, you want it all. But how I see it is you can be motivated, you can be ambitious, you can want it all, and you can also enjoy the ride. There was so many times, so many years that I've just beat myself up because I didn't have it yet, and I wanted it so bad. I couldn't sleep at night because I am so motivated to quote unquote succeed in life that sometimes I forgot to enjoy the journey and be nice to myself along the way. And so what I'm learning is to have compassion for myself. Like, if I'm crying, if I am angry, like, hey, let's get to the bottom of like, let's let yourself feel those emotions instead of thinking that those are wrong or bad, or try to push them down or away, or try to numb them with drinking or something like that. I decided to, by the way, I don't drink anymore. So that's, we could talk about that in another video, but I've learned that it's okay to feel these emotions and to be kind and compassionate to myself along this journey. So that is definitely something that I would give to my younger self, is you can be ambitious, but just be kind to yourself along the way. Then I moved on to eyebrows. This is Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the color Blonde. It is like a light brown color, I would say. I don't really think I have blonde eyebrows, and it does give me I think, more of a light brown color, but it's in the color blonde. Then moving on to the Stila liquid liner. It's waterproof, and I've used this for years, and I just give myself a slight little wing or a cat eye, whatever you want to call it. I just feel like it kind of angles my eyes upwards slightly, and I use that almost every time I use my makeup. And moving on to lashes. So I actually use Ardell lashes. They're Ardell Wispies 421, and I cut them to be the exact measurement of my eye and just put a little glue on and pop them on. And that may sound super simplistic, but I've also been doing this for a very long time. I have really taken the time to figure out what is necessary for me and what isn't when it comes to personal care. And I found that I'm over the false lashes of like going and getting lash extensions. I actually only got them like a couple times, but I couldn't justify going for sitting there in a chair for 2 hours and not moving, not blinking, obviously your eyes are shut, but not talking, because the lady said stop talking because my eyes would flutter. So I'm like, I can't justify just sitting there for 2 hours for lashes that make your eyes lashes fall out, your natural ones. So I pop some lashes on my eyes whenever I want to have a little bit more of a lifted lash look. And then I also don't do hair extensions anymore. I don't get highlights anymore. I just wanted to simplify my routine. And this question was, how do you deal with criticism and negativity both online and offline? And what I have to say about that is just know that it's not about you. Know that if anyone feels the absolute need to say anything negative about you, know that they are just in a really tough place in life. They have so much negativity. They are vibrating on such a low frequency that they are feeling the need to cut you down because they can't fathom or they can't understand how you are doing all that you're doing or going after all that you are, because people can only meet you as far as they've met themselves. And if they are not inspired by what you're doing, they may feel the need to find your faults or see what you are lacking, or just trying to pick you apart to try to bring you back down to their level in their minds. But just know, like how I like to reframe it is every criticism, every negative comment is kind of like a confession where they can't fathom themselves doing that or putting themselves out there. So they decide, it's kind of like a confession of, actually somebody said that I couldn't be in Miami Swim Week. I couldn't do Miami Swim Week. They couldn't see me doing that. And they're like, there's no way you're gonna do it. And I did it. And how I see it is they are saying that they could never do it. They are saying that they could never be in Miami Swim Week or have a show in Swim Week or walk in Swim Week. And so I kind of just like to flip it on its head and see it as more of a confession. And at the end of the day, just really know that it's not about you. What advice would you give to women wanting to start their own business? I would say start small. Definitely start small. Pick something that you don't get bored with. I would also say find people that can do what you cannot. Ask yourself who, not how, meaning who do I need? Not how am I gonna do this? It's who do I need? Who knows how to do what I need, whatever that is. If you think, how am I going to market this? You need to find the who. Who knows how to market? That's a very simple example, but find the who, don't worry about the how. I would also say if something doesn't work, try something else. Sometimes people get discouraged far too quickly. In business, it's never a straight line. It's definitely a roller coaster, but don't let that discourage you. You have to keep moving forward, keep putting one foot in front of the other, be willing to adapt, be willing to pivot, be willing to innovate, and not be set in your ways. You have to kind of move. I like to think of it as flowing like water. It's not just so rigid and set. There's no one set way of doing business. So being flexible is also very important. Also remembering why you started in the first place. There's so many times where I know entrepreneurs just want to give up, but you have to know that there's going to be some crappy days, but there's also gonna be some really amazing days where you're really proud of yourself, and you have to also be in it for the long game. This isn't something that you're just gonna get rich overnight. And just know that each day, if you're working towards your goals, think about how this is gonna look 10 years down the road, and just don't give up before you even got started. Finishing off my lashes after the glue is dried a little bit with some Tarte mascara, and then spraying my face with the NYX setting spray. It's like a dewy finish setting spray. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you enjoyed it or got some value from it, I'd really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. It really helps support my channel. And then subscribe and make sure you hit the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. And let me know in the comments below, what's a lesson that you've learned that's really helped you recently? Let's start a conversation in the comments below, and maybe we can help each other out. Thanks so much for watching, and you can watch one of these two videos up next. Bye.